Hello and good morning, Blue Jays fans, and welcome to another edition of Jays Latest. I am your host, Craig Borden, and we're here to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays and some Major League Baseball in general this morning. So let's just dive right into it because let's talk the Blue Jays news because this was a slow day in Blue Jays baseball, but at the end of the day, there was just enough news to keep us ready for the playoffs here on Saturday. And first things first, it's come to light that Bichette might not be quite as ready as anybody was hoping. Bichette has obviously been playing with a knee injury or whatever it might be to his one leg, and he has not been on the field for an extended amount of time at this point. He was on the field yesterday during the inter-squad game playing catch and doing some other little light baseball activities, but wearing a knee brace while doing it. That doesn't exactly bode the best for Bichette to be in the lineup come this Saturday, because it appears the game's going to be at 4 o'clock on Saturday, regardless of any way of slicing it between the Yankees and the Red Sox. No thanks to MLB for giving the Canadian fans all over the world, and West Coast especially, way too early of a game on a Saturday. No prime time for us, apparently. So on that note, though, Bichette just doesn't seem to be quite that ready yet. So the Blue Jays might have to win this one for Bo, so Bo can come in the championship series and hopefully be the wrecking ball at the plate that he can be. Vladdy kind of shared that sentiment in a few tweets. It sounds like Schneider's thinking the same thing, and it's not officially reported, but it's starting to sound officially reported. So that probably makes the roster of the Andres Jimenez will be playing shortstop for the Toronto Blue Jays. That means Ernie Clement will be playing second probably, and then third base you would get Addison Bam Bam Barger, and that actually, like I said, it could fall into worse places because at that point that means that George Springer or Anthony Santander can be the third outfielder with Dalton Varsho and Nathan Lucas. So there's some nice pieces to that whole thing too. Obviously, we would much rather have Bichette in this lineup, but it is what it is, and we want him healthy. So let's win this one and get to the next level. So, in Blue Jays news, yesterday we had Jays versus Jays. Oh my! Fans got to watch this one, which was really cool. I still can't get over the fact that this fun was something that was actually, available for Blue Jays fans. I've never heard of an inter-squad game like this outside of spring training being something that they sold tickets to. They were able to just get things going and have a good time. Davis Schneider hit a home run. There were some weird lineups. It was just something fun for fans to attend. I'm very happy that all of you got to go to that because I missed out, obviously, being a little far away and having a work day. But it was really cool to see what that happened. Basically, that and the other fun thing is Gosuke Katoa got to play in this inter-squad game too, as far as part of the Major League Ops assistant was able to get into this game to be a filler on the other one inter-squad game. I thought that was really cool, and like I said, this was a nice little tip of the hat to keep the buzz going around the team. Pull back the curtain a little bit so you could see how much fun these guys actually have playing the game of baseball. And you had pinch hits from Vladdy and George Springer on Team White at one point. Didn't see who won one because I doubt they were really keeping score. But a couple opposite field hits for Vlad Jr., which included a double. Davis Schneider, as I had mentioned, homered off of Easton Lucas earlier in the game. And yeah, like I said, just fun stuff for the fans to attend. I really cannot say enough good things as far as the Blue Jays front office going, hey, you know what? Let's sell some $10 tickets to this and use it for Jays Care. That was a great, wonderful idea. So, moving right along, there is all this wild card mayhem going on because I think mayhem might be the exact word for this whole thing. The Dodgers are the first team to move along. Teoscar Hernandez once again right in the middle of that, but the team MVP yesterday was probably Mookie Betts leading the way to an 8-4 victory over the Cincinnati Reds. So as the Reds unfortunately fall out of playoff contention, they put up a good fight in the second game. Very interesting. I will love to see them go further and beat the Dodgers, especially when the Dodgers managed 3 errors on the field yesterday. Just kills me that a team with 3 errors actually still somehow wins a playoff game amongst that. Um, Yamamoto picks up the win, and then Roki Sasaki actually makes an appearance and pitches the ninth for this one. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts for him. Meanwhile, Yamamoto picks up his first win in the playoffs. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs scored, but none of them earned, while walking 2 and striking out 9. No home runs in this one, especially after the night before where you had Teoscar Hernandez and Shohei Ohtani going deep. And it was just one of those things, I guess. But doubles. Mookie Betts had 3 doubles. That's insane. So that was the first, the last game. But let's go all the way back to the afternoon game, where we get to talk about the Cleveland Guardians tying things up. And this is the story for all the other games. We are going to game 3 in all 3 of the 4 wild card series. So after the Tigers win game 1 with Tarek Skubal on the mound, we get the Guardians coming back and winning game 2. So there will be a third game. And home runs aplenty for the Cleveland Guardians as they mash their way to this next one. Brian Rocchio, Valeria, and Bo Naylor all collected home runs to total up the 6 runs for the Cleveland Guardians. Like I said, just a great game for them. Tyler Beatty on the mound didn't pick up the win, but eventually this offense just downpoured in the 9th inning. Yeah, you heard me, downpoured, because this was a 1-1 game for the majority of it. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Cleveland Guardians ran off for all those home runs, so literally blasting their way to victory. Yeah, that was that game. Moving things right along. We got to see the 104-mile-per-hour prowess that is Mason Miller close out the game for the San Diego Padres against the Cubbies. That will force the game 3 as well. Yeah, Manny Machado coming up big with a home run, 2-run blast, and just gets things going for the Padres, keeps things obviously going in the right direction for them. Dylan Cease was on the mound to start this one, but as I mentioned, Mason Miller coming up big with the hold, and then Roger Suarez being the one that picks up the save, or Robert Suarez, sorry. But yeah, it's just crazy how this wild card is going. There's still one more game to talk about, because the battle in the Bronx yesterday between the Boston Red Sox and these New York Yankees went down to the wire, and it turned into just having the right ball bounce around for Jazz Chisholm to run around and score from first to put the Yankees up on top. Yankees had 10 hits and somehow only scraped together 4 runs. 6 hits for the Boston Red Sox, 3 runs for them. And a game that was just always felt like it was on the edge of the seat. Carlos Rodon gave up all 3 runs for the Yankees to the Red Sox. And then the bullpen came in and did what it did, as you saw Devin Williams and Bednar come in and close it out. Bednar's been an amazing find for them stealing him from Pittsburgh at the trade deadline, as he was having a bounce back year, and he's been looking wonderful. Braylon Bello picks up the I got beat up in 2 1/3 for the Boston Red Sox. Garrett Whitlock is the one that is saddled with the loss. Obviously now we got more games as the playoffs here continue. Game 3s will be today at 3:00 as we move toward what's next for this round. Sudden death, game time. Detroit Tigers will be taking on the Cleveland Guardians today at 3:00, and we're gonna get. Let me get the pitching matchups up here. I'm going to get Jake Flaherty versus, I don't know that name for the Slade Ciciani. I do know that one. For the Cleveland Guardians, that's your first matchup. And then we're going to go to 5:00, where we're going to see the San Diego Padres take on the Chicago Cubs for game 3. It's going to be Yu Darvish versus Jason Taillon. Darvish hasn't been Darvish. So that's going to be a fun one to end things off with. And then in prime time tonight, you have the rivalry that is the Boston Red Sox versus the New York Yankees in the Bronx. and we're going to get Conley Early going to be on the mound for the Boston Red Sox against Cam Schlittler. Two youngsters on the mound, but both have had pretty good seasons, so it'll be fun to watch. Those are going to be all crazy games, I'm assuming, because it is sudden death. No tomorrow if you don't win. So, and then obviously the winner of the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees will take on the Toronto Blue Jays on Saturday to start the division series. So make sure you tune in here and have all the fun you can here on Jay's Latest with us. Obviously, we will have more Blue Jays stuff in the coming days, but you all have a great day. And as always, let's go Blue Jays.